Now in previous lecture we have seen introduction to your RS-232 protocol, right? Now that includes, we have seen the basic introduction, what is meant by RS, that is recommended standard, and that was introduced in 1960s, and which is a basic protocol for serial communication of data exchange, right? Now all this introduction we have seen under the previous lecture, right? Now this protocol is used to transmit data between your DTE and DC. What is DTE? Data transmission equipment and data communication equipment, right? Now using this RS-232, right, which is a serial communication protocol. RS-232 is a serial communication protocol. That means you can exchange data between your DTE and DC, which is nothing but data transmission equipment and data communication equipment. Now using this RS-232 protocol, serial exchange of data is possible between your DTE, nothing but transmitter, and also DCE, nothing but receiver, right? Now all this introduction we have seen under the previous lecture, right? And also we have seen DB9 female connector and male connector, right? Now male connector is nothing but your transmitter, nothing but DTE, and female connector is nothing but your receiver, nothing but your DC, right? All this introduction we have seen under the previous lecture, right? Now this RS-232 determines the communication, right? This RS-232 protocol is used to determine the communication between your transmitter and receiver using DB9 connectors and DB25 connectors, right? Now DB9 connectors, which includes 9 pins, and those are categorized into two types, that is DB9 male and DB9 female. Now similarly DB25 connector is used to determine the communication, right? Determine the communication between your DTE and DCE, and that also categorized into male version and female version, right? All this introduction we have seen under the previous lecture, right? Now coming to this lecture, we will see the working, how RS-232 protocol, how the is used to transmit data between your DTE and DCE, and that transmission is of serial communication, right? Now in this lecture we will see the working of RS-232 protocol between your DTE and DCE, right? Now this RS-232 works on two-way communication, right? This RS-232, it works on two-way communication. What is meant by two-way communication? We have seen, right? We have under synchronous transmission and asynchronous transmission, we have seen what is meant by simplex, what is meant by half duplex, and what is meant by full duplex, right? Now two-way transmission, right? This RS-232 works on the two-way communication that exchange data between data to one end, right? That means we have DTE, that is data transmission equipment, and also we have DCE, that is data communication equipment, right? Now between, this is nothing but transmitter and this is nothing but receiver, right? Now DTE can transmit the data to DCE, and also it can receive the data from DC, right? Now DT, transmitter, operates in two ways, for transmitting the data and also for receiving the data. Now similarly receiver is also receiver can also transmit the data as well as it can receive the data. That is the meaning of two-way communication, right? Now this RS-232 works on the two-way communication that exchanges data between one another, right? That exchanges data to one another. Now here the two devices, DTE and DC, nothing but transmitter and receiver, are connected to each other, right? This DTE and DCE, transmitter, which is nothing but DTE, data transmission equipment, and DCE, which is nothing but data communication equipment. These two are connected to each other, right? Now this is nothing but DB9 male connector, and this is nothing but DB9 female connector, right? Now this contains 9 pins, right? We have seen in previous lecture, this contains 9 pins. This contains 9 pins. What are those pins? We have seen carrier detect, transmit pin, TXD, and RXD, receive pin, right? We have ring indicator, and we have ground reference, and next we have RTS, request to send the data, clear to send the data. Next we have DTR, and data transmit ready, right? Next we have DTR, which is nothing but data terminal ready. DTR is nothing but data terminal ready. And next we have DSR, right? Total 9 pins, 1 2 3 4, total 9 pins are allocated to male as well as female. The same pins are available for your DB9 female also, right? Now initially, in order to see the working of RS232, this DB9 male connector and DB9 female connector are connected to each other, right? Now this includes pins like TXD, RXD, RTS, CTS and CD we have, and ring indicator we have, DTR we have, DSR we have, right? And also we have ground reference, right? Now these are the pins of your DB9 male connector and DB9 female connector, which we have seen under the previous lecture, right? Now from DTE source, now let me represent the DTE, right? Now this is your DTE source. DTE nothing but transmitter, nothing but DB9 male connector, right? And next we have DCE, nothing but data communication equipment, nothing but receiver and nothing but DB9 female connector, right? Now let us see how this protocol is used to transmit the data from DTE to DCE and also from DCE to DTE serially, right? Serially. And this supports asynchronous communication. This supports asynchronous communication. What is meant by synchronous communication? What is meant by asynchronous communication? We have seen before that lecture, right? Now this RS232 supports serial communication. Under that serial communication we have two different types. One is synchronous and another one is asynchronous communication. Now this RS232 work on serial asynchronous communication, right? Serial asynchronous communication. Now initially DTE and DCE are connected to each other, right? Now what are the pins we have? Now I am representing only main pins, right? Now first you have TXD, transmit pin, RXD pin, and request to send the data, RTS, and clear to send the data, right? I am representing main pins only that are used for serial exchange of data, right? RTS and CTS. These four pins are important for serial communication between your DTE and DC, right? Now from initially DTE will send RTS, right? What is RTS? Request to send the data, right? Now initially DTE is nothing but data transmission equipment. Now this will send RTS signal towards DCE, right? That means DTE is requesting the DCE to send the data, right? Initially DTE will send RTS signal to DCE, right? RTS signal to DCE. That means it is DTE is requesting the DCE to send the data, right? Now once this signal is generated towards DCE, now what happens? Next, a clear to send the data signal is generated. Next step, this is the first step. Initially DTE is requesting the DCE to send the data, right? Once the request signal is generated, now this DCE will check whether the path is free to send the data or not, right? Now this is the active high signal, right? Now if it is active high signal, now the path between your DTE and DCE is clear so that it can send the data, right? First RTS signal is generated towards DCE. Now then DCE will generate CTS signal towards the DT. That means it will check the path between your DTE and DCE whether it is free to send the data or not, right? Now once the path between your DTE and DCE is free to send the data, now the data is transmitted from DTE to DCE to DTE, right? It is transmitting the data to data from DCE to DT. This is the first operation, right? Now RTS signal is generated from DTE. That means it is requesting the DCE to send the data, right? Once the RTS signal is generated, next the CTS signal is generated. It will check the path between your DTE and DCE whether it is free for sending the data or not, right? Once it is active high, then it will transmit the data towards DT. This is the first process, right? Now what happens next? Next, DCE will send the RTS signal, right? Now DCE will send the request to send the signal. That means DCE is requesting the DTE to send the data, right? Now once the RTS signal from DCE to DTE is generated, next CTS signal is generated. CTS from DTE side is generated. That means it will check the path between your DTE and DCE whether it is free for transmission or not, right? Now once it is free, now the data is transmitted from DTE to DCE, right? Now this is the actual working of RS-232, right? Serial communication at a time now this is a half duplex communication. If you see this half duplex communication, it supports half duplex communication. At a time both transmission is not possible, right? When DTE is transmitting the data, DCE is receiving the data. When DCE is transmitting the data, DTE is receiving the data. But this two-way communication is not occurring at a time, right? Now that's why it is a half duplex communication, right? Now this is the actual working of RS-232. Now let me consider an example, right? Now here you will have a start bit, right? Here you will have a start bit and 8-bit data starting from B0 to B7. Next you will have parity bit and next you will have stop bit, right? Now for example, consider this, right? Start bit you have, since it is an asynchronous communication, along with data bit, start bit and stop bit are also included, right? This we have seen under the synchronous and asynchronous communication. Now first transmitter sends start bit to receiver, right? Here this is the actual frame to communicate between your DT and DC, right? Now first start bit is sent from DTU to DCE to inform that data transmission starts from next bit, right? Initially this particular bit is transmitted from DTE to DCE. Start bit is transmitted from DTE to DCE. Now that gives information that data transmission starts from next bit. From next onwards, the data from that indicate data bits starts from next bit, right? Now the start bit is always 0. It is always 0. Now that next characters are nothing but your data bits, right? Now this is the example I can say, right? Now let me briefly explain of RS-232 working, right? Now we have seen what is RS-232 and we have seen DB9 male connector and female connector that includes 9 pins, right? Now the DTE, which is nothing but data transmission equipment, which is also called as transmitter, and DCE, data communication equipment, nothing but your receiver, right? Male connector is transmitter and female connector is receiver, right? Now this RS-232 works on two-way communication. Two-way communication means, if you see this figure, DTE can transmit the data as well as it can receive the data. Now similarly DCE can transmit the data as well as it can receive the data. That means RS-232 works on two-way communication, right? Now this supports asynchronous communication. RS-232 supports asynchronous communication, right? Now here let us see its working, right? We have seen DB9 male connector and DB9 female connector in previous lecture. Now DTE is nothing but transmitter and DC is receiver, right? Now in order to see the working, first the DTE and DC are connected, right? Now I have considered only the 4 pins that are very important for serial exchange of data between your DTE and DC, right? Now first RTS signal is generated from DTE to DC, request to send the data. That means DTE is requesting the DCE to send the data, right? Now once the RTS signal is generated from DTE to DCE, next the CTS signal is generated from DCE to DT. That means it will check the path between your DT and DCE whether it is free for communication or not, right? Now once the path is free for communication, that's why these two are connected, right? Once the path is free for communication, data is transmitted from DCE to DC, DCE to DT, right? It is transmitting the data and it is receiving the data, right? Now similarly, now this is one way communication, and another way communication is transmitting, that is from we have seen transmitting from DCE to DTE. Next we will see the transmitting from DTE to DC, right? And next DCE will generate request to send the data to DTE, right? Now DCE is requesting to send the data from DT, right? Now once it is requesting to send the data, now CTS signal is generated from DT. That means it will check the path between your DT and DCE whether it is free for communication or not. Once the path is free for communication, when DT is transmitting the data and DC is receiving the data, right? Now these, based on these 4 pins only, we are the RS-232 working is possible, right? Now here the RS-232, right? What is RS-232? Recommended standard 232 serial communication protocol, right? Now this determines the communication between your DTE and DCE using DB9 male connector and DB9 female connector, right? Now this RS-232 determines the communication between your DTE and DCE using DB9 and DB25 connectors, right? Now this is the actual working of RS-232, right? You only RTS, CTS, right? First requesting, next it will check the path whether it is free for communication or not. Once the path is free, transmitting the data and receiving the data. Now the same procedure is followed from DCE to DTE also, right? Now this is about RS-232. In next lecture we will see one more serial communication protocol which was introduced after RS-232. Now this supports asynchronous communication, and next we will see serial peripheral interface protocol, SPI, right? Serial peripheral interface protocol. Now that also supports serial exchange of data between your DTE and DC, right? But that supports synchronous communication. We have seen asynchronous communication protocol, that is RS-232. In next lecture we will see serial peripheral interface protocol which supports synchronous serial communication, right? Thank you.